What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
The Dallas Mavericks have had much impressive success in these playoffs with no home court advantage in any series, and now find themselves in the NBA Finals. I keep hearing people praising this Mavericks team, rightfully so, but I also keep hearing people say, this is a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year. How incredible is that? Which is true, but I think that's very surface level. Now, before I lay my point out, let me say first that yes, this is a better roster, a better team than what they had last season. And also, Kyrie and Luka now have a full year plus under their belt together to learn how to play with each other and play off each other better. Truth. Facts. There's no denying that. That has to be said. It's very much true. But I just want to say this about last season. If I'm not mistaken, stick with me here. Didn't the Dallas Mavericks tank on purpose near the end of that season? They were in contention for a seeding or a play-in berth near the end of that season last year. I could have sworn that was an executive decision by Mark Cuban to throw the season away for draft credits. I remember watching how everything was unfolding at the end of the season, and I started saying to myself, why the hell do the Mavs appear to be tanking? I think these guys are losing on purpose. That literally ran through my head. There was even a very specific game where the Mavs sat all their key players, including Kyrie, and they only played Luka, strangely, one quarter. And you ask, well, why they only play in one quarter? Because they had a promotional event going on that night for Slovenia, Luka's home country, and many Slovenians were in the arena in attendance for Luka to watch Luka play. That's why Luka only played one quarter and then sat out the rest of the game. Granted, how it all ended up, I believe it was one of those situations where the Mavs had to win and the other dice had to roll in a particular way in other games for them to get a berth, but still, they wouldn't have been in that position if not for the tanking efforts leading into that final game. They were losing games against horrible teams at that. They lost 8 of their last 10 games. Come on, man. Did the NBA not fine Mark Cuban a hefty amount of money for purposely tanking and robbing NBA fans and robbing the pockets of the association by closing the door on Kyrie and Luka? I mean, these guys are box office. Did that not happen? Oh, Mr. Silver Dollar. Mr. Silver. Adam Silver was not happy about that. You can imagine. Those questions were hypothetical at the end of the day. All of that happened. Yes, all of that happened. They tanked. They lost games on purpose to horrible teams at that. They sat players in the final game. It was rather sloppy and evident, to be honest. Mark Cuban was fined $750,000 by the league for tanking. So while you can say, oh yes, this team missed the playoffs last season, you have to say that they're in this position they're in now because they decided to tank for prosperity of the draft. And this allowed them to draft the rookie Lively that has been so very impactful for their recent success. He's been incredible, a difference maker, a game changer, along with Gafford and PJ, 2 other players that were acquired in February trades. In fact, when Jason Kidd was asked about the tank job the following season and the preseason, he admitted to it. Basically, Jason Kidd said they had to take a step back to take some steps forward, and he was absolutely right. They gambled, and it seemed to have paid out appropriately. By tanking, the Mavs secured their 10th pick, and in doing so, they avoided having to give their first-round pick to the New York Knicks had the pick fallen to 11 or lower. This was part of the Kristaps Porzingis compensation in 2019.
Pick number 10 will be made by the Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas will keep their pick. Had it fallen out of the top 10, it would have gone to New York due to the Kristaps Porzingis trade.
Now, I don't know if Mark Cuban had his sights on Lively from the beginning. Was he on the top of his list of prospects? Or if he ultimately picked who he thought was the best player available at the time of the Mavs selection during the draft? I don't know. But either way, had they opted to go to the playoffs last year, which would have likely not resulted in an NBA Finals berth, they might not have come as far as they have come now today. Of course, I can't prove any of this, unless I found out a way to punch through dimensions and explore alternate universes with alternate outcomes, but hey, just something to think about. I just wanted to add that extra layer of context, especially for those people that didn't know that's how everything went down last season. Because like I said, while I admit this is a better team for all the reasons I mentioned earlier, last season they were better than their record and season outcome actually suggests though. People acting like it's the ultimate rags to riches story, but it's not. They were thinking big picture, and they were spot on. If I had Mark Cuban's wallet, and you asked me to take a $750,000 hit to get my team into the finals through the lottery, I'm going to say bet. Put my money on the table. Push it to the center of the table, baby. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. A genius tank job by the Dallas Mavericks. Y'all let me know what you think about it. I appreciate y'all for stepping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.